What up, gamers? Spencer here, and welcome back to the Theorizer's Pixar Mega Theory. So last time we watched the Coco Theory, the Up Theory, and the Toy Story Theory, and now we're about to end things off here with Pixar only has one villain puppeteering all 27 movies. So yeah, here we go, man. Gonna keep the intro short just because this video is gonna be very long, over like an hour here. But yeah, before we begin, just want to say I want to thank those who have watched my reactions to this theory. Yeah, it's been a journey, and now we're about to end things off here. So here we go.
What I'm about to say is forbidden beyond any
Let's
rabbit hole
watch.
you've ever seen. Hello, I'm the Theorizer, and I'm a
Hello, Theorizer,
world-renowned
for
lunatic. I am a person who spent
last
my
time for
entire
now.
childhood watching Pixar's movies over and over again.
Unless I decide to
Hundreds
watch
of
another
times, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray.
theory
I
video
can
series
easily
of him.
recite them all, of course. They're the best animation company, loved by everyone. So as I got older, I developed a bit of an obsession with Pixar theories. Simply put, I started asking myself what the characters were really thinking, what their backstories really were, how they could connect to other movies. Everyone on the internet was doing it, finding secrets, imagining one
Yeah, that was the
timeline
biggest
for
one,
all
like
the
way back
movies.
then, that Pixar
But as the
theory.
years went on, people stopped talking because the filmmakers openly called us crazy. But I'm a world-renowned lunatic. I had a mission
Yeah, I remember him
so
like
extreme
covering that
and
whole thing.
so over the top that it ate the next 10 years of my life. A mission.
Dang, yeah, I
to
forgot
thread
about that.
every single movie
I remember just
into
seeing
a
like his
single
upload
entity
date,
stitched
like in the
from
playlist, like
Pixar's source code.
yeah, over
What
10
I mean
years.
is the story that they told unintentionally. The Pixar movie about Pixar itself. Today is the result of 30
About
videos
Pixar
filled
itself.
with proof. The story start to finish as I definitively expose once and for all the horrifying spider that puppets franchises between the lines. Every movie by Pixar features a company called BnL, by and large. We've known this for a very long time.
Yeah.
They make the batteries, they make the toys, they make the
Dang.
cars, they make the food, they're run by machines.
I mean, I do notice
And they
them. I
get
never
so
just realized
powerful
like
that they end up
exactly
ruining
where
the
they are
entire
in the
planet
world. I
in
gotta
WALL-E.
really spot
BnL
it.
is supposed to represent Walmart, Costco, companies in general. This was obvious to everyone until recently I realized that BnL actually represents Disney.
Disney.
Like Disney, they own Pixar, and the little
Yeah.
details and toys and comics you see in all their movies are supposed to be merchandise, toys from other movies that the characters watched. It's like the characters watch Disney movies just like we do, but I guess not their own movies. This simple realization tells a story that is
Yeah, you
so
covered that before
amazing
too, right?
that Pixar's starting to make movies about it. This is the complete untold story of Pixar's only villain, BnL.
Alright, let's hear it, man. Chapter 1. The Origins of BnL.
If all of Pixar's movies are about the same company, then where would this begin? Who are they? What's the story of this company? Well, the
I'm not
earliest
sure.
we find BnL
I don't know.
is in the 1940s.
I don't know what's the first appearance.
And there can literally be only one starting point. It's The Incredibles.
The
Humans
Incredibles.
have mysteriously started getting superpowers, and so the US government creates the National Supers Agency. When World War II begins, the agency tries to make more superheroes to fight for them. They team up with scientists like Edna Mode, and they try using superhero
Oh
DNA.
man, yeah, he's really
to
gonna
make
tie in
more
all
of
the
them.
theories now.
But
I'm
it
excited, man, to
backfires
see
and just
all this
makes
come together.
Super villains. Edna's devastated. She leaves them behind. So the NSA starts looking for a new helper. They find a boy, a very smart boy, who used to be a fan of superheroes. His name was Buddy Pine. Buddy was constantly
And yeah, I was told that this
brushed aside by
whole layout here
superheroes.
was more of
He
like
got
a
more and more disappointed as
of
he
a
got
story.
older. He started to
like a linear
hate them.
story.
If he couldn't be a superhero, then he would
And
destroy
I can definitely
all of
see it
them.
now.
He was smart enough to create
He's pretty
powerful
much putting it all
machines
in
and
one
computers for
timeline,
the
it seems.
government, and he could destroy super.
Well, you know, I'm just at the beginning of this
agency
video, I'm sure.
recognized his talent and gave him
He'll
money
like
to
jump around
create
between
more
the
robots.
times.
And they will pay through the nose to get it. How do you think I got rich? I invented weapons.
But it was too late. He was bitter, and he was killing heroes as well. The government was scared and they let it happen. Slowly he became more and more evil, calling himself Syndrome. And upon his death, his AI escaped containment and took over the NSA, converting it into the horrifying organization we know as by
BnL?
and large BnL. A
Really?
government company run entirely by an
So wait, one of
evil
his robots
AI.
malfunctioned and just made
This is
that?
what we see. This is in the movies, and this is just the most likely origin from everything that we've seen. And so it begins. The machines have one goal: turn on the world that made them. They were built this way, and we know
Is
what
this how
their
like
first
Cars
priority
and
was:
WALL-E's gonna come in?
humans. It's made clear in WALL-E that BnL
Here we
ends
go,
up
yeah, WALL-E at
destroying
least.
Earth and escaping into outer space.
What about Cars? Aren't they
This is
machines
what
too?
happened. This is the fate of all your favorite Pixar characters. But how could a single company do all this? Lock in. First, they gain access to all of the NSA's things: superhuman mutation, technology, government access, Then, they take the media: television, internet, radio. This is because the telecommunications company in Incredibles 2 was also owned by the NSA.
I checked him out. He's legit. Trained under Dicker.
This is what the screenslaver is warning everyone about.
You don't talk, you watch talk shows.
You know, that's kind of cool.
Games, you watch game shows.
There's a whole new
Next,
meaning now with the
BnL
whole
goes after
screenslaver
the
stuff.
economy. They use government money to buy out every other company in the world and sell things
Like a whole
under
new
their
layer.
own name. Batteries, toys, cars, robots, and
There we go,
entertainment.
robots. See,
This is a big
Lightning
one.
McQueen.
They make movies and TV shows that push their messages into the world.
You eat chips and watch her confront problems that you are too lazy to deal with.
Andy's Buzz Lightyear toy, for example, is merchandise from his favorite movie. A movie all
Are these
about
robots
their
too?
plans.
You can remain ever sheltered, never passive.
I guess that might explain why the toys are alive.
BnL controls everything.
I forgot what
in
he,
these
did.
films, even the
It's a
food
lot of
supply.
theories. I might not
We
forget.
see it
I might
time
not remember
and time
everything.
and time again.
Can't bring them
I forgot what he said about the
to their
toys. I
couches.
think he said that
Break a
he needs
sweat.
the children's
And so if you
imaginations to
assume
power them up or
that
something.
all Pixar films take place in the same world, then when you see money and technology, you see BnL. It's
Yeah.
the source code of Pixar, the one message through every single film they've made. The main character, the villain. BnL is running all of it coming into the 2000s.
Or you tell yourself you're being looked after, so that the system can
You know, this whole
keep
thing,
stealing from you
Like, I assume he'll
slowly
bring even more
all
theories
the
together.
So
Like,
BnL sets up their headquarters in what they call the Tri-County area of California.
it kind of feels
A
like
lot of
an
their films
Avengers
take
movie
place
right now.
here. A lot of characters move
Oh, here we
It's
go.
Pixar's headquarters too, and California is known for technology.
Yeah, I
BnL
just
makes
realized,
their
like, he's
media
starting,
and
like-
entertainment from here, and we see
Okay.
what sorts of addictive,
This is what I thought about the-
dangerous things they're putting on TV. For example,
Of
a
all the
recurring
theories that
joke
he
in
did,
Inside Out
I thought he
is
might
about
even
an
go, like, farther
advertisement for
back to,
triple
like,
dent
something
gum.
like the-
Sound familiar?
like
This
Ratatouille. I think that's even
Trident
older, right?
brings
Or
people
something?
closer to BnL. But the real issue is how addicting it is. Their commercial is so catchy that it sticks in the brain and won't leave. Normally, this would just be a catchy song that you can't stop humming, but there's more like this. There's a pattern. See, Riley's mom in Inside Out also has a catchy sort of memory, but hers is of a Brazilian
this
helicopter
guy.
pilot asking her to fly with him. And weirdly, Riley's teacher also has the exact same memory. Back in 2020, I thought this guy must have been maybe a con artist, like he's using the same line over and over to steal women, but
Yeah.
everyone told me, no. What if he's just from a famous commercial? They all watched the same advertisement, and they genuinely believe it. It's addictive, obsessive,
Okay.
like the gum.
I thought it was more like,
This
you know,
is
if it
what
was a bit more
BnL is doing
realistic,
at the turn
more
of the
like a scene
century.
from a movie or
They
something,
don't just want to
or a
control
show.
the economy. They want to control
I
the
can see that.
people. BnL.
I wonder what he's
is
advertising,
trying
though.
To hypnotize, entrance, to take over the minds, the loves,
Fly
the
with
hates,
me,
the brains,
and you can-
of everyone in the world.
I don't
Their
know. I'm trying to think of a
commercials
product
take
name, but I don't know any
precious
products
space from other
on the top of
memories,
my head
and slowly but surely
that would go with that
they
commercial.
become everything to the humans.
Dang.
But I still didn't fully believe it until I watched Incredibles 2 again and realized what the whole plot was. It's the whole point. Hypnotic television. The NSA, the telecommunications company, it's all clear as day. And it's not just in one or two movies, it's in all of them. Their 2020 movie Soul is all about
Soul.
human souls and how they operate and how people are getting so obsessed that they become dead inside. Look at how people are in Wall-E.
Yeah.
Inside
I thought
Out,
about Wall-E
Monsters,
too.
Inc., Toy
Because like
Story.
everyone was
It's like
like pretty much
Pixar's
on the
put this
chairs
in
or
all
like,
their films without even realizing
you know,
it's the
just like
same
just so
pattern.
focused on like whatever they're
just
doing,
mocking
like
what they see
ignoring
in the
Wall-E.
real world, and it's
And then I think the Captain Righty
disturbingly
like
similar. But I wouldn't
in
be
a way
making this today. if
getting his
all I
consciousness
had was
back after
hypnotic
like just being
commercials,
hypnotized
because hypnosis isn't their end
from all the
goal.
technology
It's
going on, I
just
think.
where they started. They're after something much darker, much more terrifying. See, Pixar's put a lot of effort to explain how their world works. The elements make up the physical world. The souls make up
never
the
watched that.
spiritual world, like Afterlife. The overlap of these two are like emotions.
Yeah, I haven't watched all the
inside
Pixar
brains. It's all very
movies.
well laid out. I
I've
once
watched like a
made
lot of them,
theory
but
about how Riley's
I'm not sure
brain
just
was
how much
trying to
really.
kill Joy.
It feels like a lot.
Well, technically, it was her soul doing it. The stuff that holds all this together is the soul. It's separate from the emotions. It's everything. And the reason this is so important is because By and Large discovered this, and it's what they're after. Look at all the robots, the cars, the toys, Wall-E. They're so lifelike. They don't act like robots. They act like people. It's all backwards. The people are becoming empty inside, and the robots are getting, I guess, more lifelike. This is their goal. By and Large is trying to switch places. They want everyone to become.
Yeah, see, like everyone's just on their
robots.
TV.
They're gaining more souls through human emotions and then powering their machines with it. This is why their toys act so human. It's why their robots are also emotional. They're all technically alive. But there's one type that's the strongest. The emotions of children.
And that's how they
Kids
power up
have
the
incredible
toys.
imaginations. Look at Inside Out. Look at Toy Story.
Like even like
all of
Monsters
BnL's
Inc., right?
products spur emotions. They take imagination, and then they store lives. Monsters
I like this
Incorporated
so
knows
far,
about
man.
this. It's why they scare kids, make them laugh, so
And
on.
to me, it's so
They're
far like you did a
powering
very
their
good job
world
of
with
like
souls
just
by
presenting
creating
this.
emotions. That's
I
literally
feel
the
like
movie. Children's
there isn't anything so
creativity
far that
is the most
really
important
makes me
power
question
for
anything.
BnL, as it brings things to life with the power of belief. And so BnL makes all of their movies, all of their toys, all their food for children, ripping through the soul of humanity and mapping brains so they can replace us one at a time. Still don't believe the soul stuff? Then why do the wishing wisps in
I think I
Brave
believe in
look
it.
identical to the souls of babies? This shocked even me when my top fan noticed it because it's so clear. Souls are wishes, imagination, it's all the same thing being used.
I
So
just
of
get
course, this
these
is all just the
graphics,
story
man.
of the movies, but Pixar seems to realize what they've written here because with every passing year,
Like, I
their
do like
films get more and more focused on this stuff. As I'm editing this, they drop a trailer for I Shit You Not, an upcoming movie about the government transplanting human brains into robots. Have you any idea
Oh,
how
no.
specific this is? This is shocking. These were always the types of films
Yeah,
they made, but
I haven't heard
recently
about
it's
that
like they've
movie.
become aware of the theories, like they're using them. Their films only got more and more focused on the same pattern, and BnL's story becomes more and more detailed. As the machines consume into the 2000s, it's becoming worse than ever, and it's being allowed to happen. Will they succeed? Well, something massive is about to stand in their way.
Okay, and that is The Secret Entities, Chapter 2.
Crash Course. The world of Pixar has something in it that changes everything. One big difference, one single event that led to superheroes, talking animals, weird timelines, and BnL itself. The event in question occurred 65 million years ago.
Okay.
The asteroid missed the dinosaurs. You ever see that movie, The Good Dinosaur? It's further
No.
back than anything. The plot is that dinosaurs never went extinct.
I heard the
because
movie was like,
asteroid
I don't know if I
missed
heard it right.
Earth. So I guess
heard it
they
was, like,
became
bad.
a lot smarter.
So I just
because they
didn't watch
evolved
it.
faster than humans did. This is what the movie's about. And this one change makes BnL's mission harder than you think, because this isn't just some battle between humans and robots. It's everything. The animals can talk too. They weren't slowed down by evolution. They had more time. Just look at their upcoming movie. They're here to
So
stay,
like, would you say
but
this is
it's
how we,
10 times
I'd
worse.
like the
Hold on to your
Pixar
hats,
world
because
branches off from
Pixar
our own
has not
timeline?
2, not 3,
The Meteor
but
Mist.
4 different groups in their films. Humans, robots, animals, and a secret 4th category. It's not monsters, and you'll see why. It's something very interesting. At
Okay.
this point, BnL has humanity in the palm of their hands, but they seem to have encountered a roadblock. They were taking over the world, but there's more that's happening behind the scenes. There's something out there that's stopping them from moving forward with their plans. Kids aren't acting correctly, there's weird activity, and they need to understand it before moving forward. To look ahead, first, they have to look back. All they knew was that this weird behavior had something to do with the mutation that started creating superheroes back in the day. It had actually started many generations earlier, and of course, they found detailed information from the NSA's experiments. Apparently, the Supers Agency had traced the mutation all across South America. They sent agents to all these locations to study the possible causes of the superhero.
Is this like really, is this real?
The NSA set up this
in the
massive
Incredibles
base
lore?
near Easter Island, and clearly
Oh, that's the island
they
there?
found something very
From the Incredibles 1
strange
movie?
in the 1930s, because they gave it to the superheroes and ran. Yes, this is the same island where Syndrome later created the AI that we know today. But there are many landmarks they studied.
The
around
Incredibles
South
theories were
America,
good ones,
and
man.
the evidence
Like,
suggests
especially for the first
one
movie.
major
Love that a lot.
target, a hidden location known as Paradise Falls. This is where most
Oh,
of
snap.
Pixar's movie Up takes place. It's a beautiful, mysterious valley in Venezuela, and well, I think I found something in Up, and I think the NSA might have found it too, the cause of the superhero mutation. So here's what I think happened. The NSA had sent their top agent, Charles Muntz, down to Venezuela to find answers. He didn't find it, but he did find very smart animals, and his dogs got smarter too.
Oh,
The
snap.
NSA was not pleased. He gave them all his animal research, but they were disappointed.
What if, like, that's
in him.
also maybe a sort of
So
like
he
the
vowed
animals
to find
talking?
the thing responsible and only come home once he
It's
had
just they
it.
have collars in this
Now we're
movie that
talking.
makes them talk.
They gave him supplies, medicine to last a lifetime, more dogs, more technology, a blimp, and that was the last they ever heard of him. This was
Yeah.
the end of their search. Until now. BnL knows what it has to do.
So does that, like
Because that
in his theory,
thing
he says like it's an
is holding
imposter?
them back. They need
something?
to find it and learn the truth of this 4th category. BnL needs to find Charles Muntz as soon as possible. He's the only one that can explain why their plans keep failing. But Charles has been clever. He's put himself in isolation, hiding his location and killing all of the agents that come searching. So they try a new tactic.
wow.
Using their helicopter advertisements, they try persuading random civilians down into the area instead. They're
Oh
not very
my
suspicious. He wants to
gosh.
let them in. But these people weren't nearly good enough at exploring. They all fail and die. They need a real explorer, but one without a past. This brings us to the main events of Up. BnL zooms in on a quiet elderly man who can get the job done, a lifelong fan of Charles Muntz who never got his own chance to adventure. BnL kills his wife and buys out his whole neighborhood. They try causing as much misery as possible. They keep trying to get him
Jeez.
to venture out.
I forgot the cause of her
explore.
death.
They even send in their supervisor's kid, an adorable Boy Scout. They try threatening the man
I know she-
openly,
I think she
boxing
got
into
sick,
a
right?
corner and forcing him
In a hospital
to
bed?
find Muntz. And incredibly enough, the man uproots his entire house into the air and sails down to South America, searching for his childhood icon. BnL was ready. They stuck the kid under his porch and equipped him with a tracking device to spy on them. The old man and his Boy Scout head
My
south,
gosh.
directly into a storm, and the tracking device navigates them down through the Bermuda Triangle. Once they get through, it sends them directly to Charles Muntz, just as planned, hidden in Venezuela for 70 years. And the result is chaos. Muntz had completely lost his mind to obsession and is promptly killed and replaced by his own fans who shelter the entity, commandeer his blimp, steal his army of dogs.
Here we go,
and
this is
fly
where
back
his
to the
theory
States
comes
with
in.
everything. Literally, this is just the whole plot of Up, by the way. I'm just describing what's really going on. And when they return, BnL acts fast. They steal everything, study everything, and come to 3 absolutely jaw-dropping conclusions.
Okay.
1. Animals have become unbelievably intelligent as humans have been degrading, and they won't go without a fight. 2. What the GPS found in the Bermuda Triangle was far more important than anything Charles Muntz had done in his decades of work. And 3. That entity is from a group that caused these mutations. And it is not from this world. This all
Aliens?
lines up perfectly with what BnL had been seeing. Strange activity,
Was there an alien movie?
unusual roadblocks, children not responding as
I don't
they
remember.
should. They know what's
There's
happening.
that one UFO in like
and
the
now so do
Amator's
I.
Tall Tales, if you count
Here's
that.
why. The Monsters Inc. DVD comes with a bonus disc. There is a deleted scene hiding on this disc. It is
Oh right, yeah, I
narrated by
remember
the
this. This
NSA
was like
lawyer
an interesting
and explains
find.
what they all found. Apparently that mutation had occurred a very long time ago, thousands of years ago, and it created monsters. This short film, called The Mans and the Mons, explains that the monsters from Monsters Inc. were actually ugly humans who got bullied and chased away. They took refuge on a mysterious tropical island. They ate forbidden fruits and embraced their ugliness, using it to scare humans instead. This mutation got worse and worse, and now they don't look anything like each other, but their society is thriving in a distant world, Monstropolis. Don't you see? The NSA had been searching for the cause of the mutation and the mutants. The cause was the entities, and the mutants are monsters, which weren't in Venezuela or Easter Island or Machu Picchu or any normal location, but in a whole different world that could only be accessed, lo and behold, through the Bermuda Triangle.
Okay.
This is the island that the Mons fled to thousands of years ago, a hidden world through a gateway in the Atlantic Ocean. And the GPS had caught this data. And Muntz was obsessed with getting Kevin because Kevin was not a bird.
Oh, he called him the
He is a
monster
monstrous
too.
half-breed roaming the ancient ruins
snap,
of a testing
dude.
zone once run by the mysterious fourth entities, BnL's worst nightmare.
Aliens. Where does he get these graphics, man?
Aliens.
He commissioned them? Like,
Onward, lifted,
it
lightning,
looks very
out.
professional.
These are all aliens from other planets or through portals and universes, and now BnL knows about all of them. Okay, that was a lot. But to bring this chapter full circle, I'll leave you with this. The famous asteroid, the one that missed the dinosaurs that caused this whole dilemma, was supposed to land right smack in the middle of all this chaos. Chicxulub. I believe this asteroid
And by the way, I
was
just realized
thrown
something.
at the planet by the aliens intended to kill the dinosaurs and spread the mutation in the fruit. I
The
believe
footage he's
plan
providing is very high
was
quality,
to generate
like before.
monsters around Central America and control the population. But the collision failed, forcing aliens to set up the portals on the planet and do it all themselves later on. The aliens were trying to test on our world, but they've left behind too many traces to count. And if you think that is crazy, get ready, because BnL's response to this discovery is
I mean, I'm
10
kind of curious
times
about the
more
aliens,
insane.
man. Like,
BnL has found everything, and they're very mad to discover that monsters are still
I'm just
in
wondering
their
if there's
energy.
really like a movie
They
that
start
can
off from a safe distance.
explain more of the
First, they
alien
start
side of
airing
things.
extremely violent TV shows, making the kids harder to scare.
Right, what
and
the heck is
monsters
this?
go through an energy crisis. So the monsters decide to change to laugh power, becoming the kids' imaginary friends instead, which works twice as well given the power of imagination. And I mean, look at Riley's imaginary friend. That's a monster. But none of that was enough. They have to get invasive. They need to start taking down monsters one by one. And they fully have the means to do so. Full knowledge of their history, their portals, and the element of surprise. Their final move, their explosive finale, is so insane, so incredible, and so cinematic that it defies anything I've seen in my entire life as a human being. In a vindictive, poetic twist of fate, BnL aims to turn the animals against monsters. While
What?
they take the humans and run. They aim to crush every
How is Dory gonna
scheme
fight
of the
Sully?
aliens that did this. Every plan for evolution, every manipulation. Also, they can consume humanity.
I don't know
in
what the
isolation
Calipro's gonna do,
and
man.
power up
What
to
is Doug
kill
gonna
the
do against
aliens
Mike?
too. Full disclosure again, this entire saga is the culmination of every last detail. every last plot hole, and every last connection from all of
the,
these
the
movies.
bug's
You
life.
see it, because
How are
if you
the ants
do
gonna
try
fight?
connect them, this is basically it. The proof is relentless. I can only show so much because most of it's from my 30 previous videos.
Yep,
You
I
can
watched them
squabble
all.
about specifics. I'm just grabbing every single last detail that exists, and this seems to be the result. We're assuming that the films take place in the same world and just asking what that looks like on the closest possible level. Does Pixar intend all this? I can't speak for specifics, but the overall
probably not.
idea is very consistent on a thematic level. And yes, it's increasingly, I believe, intentional.
I don't know. I guess that'll be the first thing that I maybe question about, because that's like that's like a long time in the making, man.
So
I'm just wondering
BnL's
who's like the
grand
brains
plan
behind this
is a
then.
freakish scenario
'Cause
where they
if
turn
that's
the
really
aliens
all
test subjects against
intentional,
each other, consume
I want to know the
humans
person
in
who made that,
secret,
man.
then kill the aliens
Who's been working
while
on
they're
that.
distracted. How are they going to do this? Well, they start with the weaker group, the animals, of course.
Okay.
It's in all the films. Nemo, Up, Bugs Life, Brave, smart animals. When they found Charles Muntz's intelligent dogs years ago, they had immediately put up testing facilities all around the world. In France, they were breeding mutated rats to take over the food industry. And look at that new movie coming up. See what I mean? But closest
Okay.
to their headquarters in the Triple Dent County is their most important station of all, the Marine Life Institute. This place is amazing. It's in Finding Dory. It's the aquarium where she was born. BnL hires characters from other movies at this place, like the dentist from Finding Nemo and his brother. They send characters like Riley on tours of the building, but this place was a little more drastic than just studying animals. Oh no.
Okay.
They built this place with a single goal in mind: create the ultimate animal weapon. See, the animals are important to BnL, particularly in the late 2000s.
In a
and this is the
marine
most
place?
crucial location we have. So what I'm
I guess
about
maybe
to
it makes
say
sense if it's
is
like in
the
the
most fitting thing ever.
Bermuda Triangle. I don't know if they're gonna like
that Dory
send them there to
was no
attack.
accident. She's a highly skilled evolved fish that somehow always knows exactly where to go and what to do, but all at the cost of her short-term memory. By design, this fish is like a freaking god, intelligent beyond words,
Whoa.
but they nerfed her brain. To get what she wants, she just asks, "What would Dory do?"
What do I do? What would Dory do?
And boom, her parents are back from the freaking dead. But she can't remember anything she does. The more you think about this, the more it explains almost everything about Dory. But they didn't just stop there. This isn't just about Dory. If you look outside the Institute, you can also see dumb robot birds flying around spying on everything.
Oh,
the
wow.
whole place.
I don't remember
is
much about
BnL's
Finding Dory,
death
so
machine.
I wouldn't know
And
that
this changes
bird
everything
there.
about the movies, because everything connected to this institute must also be important to BnL. And we know the Institute sent their marine biologists and Dory out to Nemo's drop-off, which means it must have been important to them too. I want to be clear, just for a minute.
Okay.
A worker from the Marine Life Institute in California and a fish that escaped from there both appear just meters away from each other at the same reef off the coast of Australia at the same time. This means that BnL must care about this area, and I know exactly why that is. Look at Finding Nemo's credits.
What?
This very drop-off appears to be a vacation destination for monsters.
I feel like I remember
The movie is
that.
titled Finding Nemo, named after the fictional submarine explorer Captain Nemo. Who
I probably
left
saw
for
that from like a long
mysterious
time ago.
island
I feel
that
like I
may
do remember
connect
that.
with the Bermuda Triangle. So here's what I think might have happened. Years ago, when they were looking for answers, BnL went here with an old wartime submarine to study the strange phenomena, but they couldn't find anything. They stayed nearby just in case and studied the intelligent fish. Upon discovering whole societies among the fish, BnL took precaution and created vicious creatures to contain the area as a
Oh my.
whole, to keep it in check. Barracuda, anglerfish, and this might be why Bruce has no father.
There is a father. I never knew my father. Come here.
He was bred in a submarine laboratory. Ultimately,
Wow.
BnL submarine was too old and was destroyed. This is all why they sent the Sherman brothers and Dory later on.
I think it's the
in
first
order
time we're
to
hearing
check
about
up on it
this.
all. It ties everything together.
Yeah, this is
More
new.
importantly, though,
Like, not only is
following these
he like
moves,
trying to tie in
we
all the other
know
theories
that
together,
King
but even
Sherman
like adding in
quits
some new
his
ones, like
dentist
with
job and moves to California, joining his
shark?
brother at the institute after learning that his fish had conspired.
I know he added
against
some
him.
other new ones too, but like,
And according to the directors,
it is cool to see.
someone ultimately returns to the reef years later, murders the very same barracuda, stuffs it, and gives it to none other than the Tri-County Antique Shop. This is not speculation. That is confirmed fact.
Wow.
How in the do you blame me now? And the reason that this is all important is because after
If it's
us,
been confirmed like that,
BnL knows
that is pretty
everything.
crazy.
They know the truth. They know about monsters, aliens, and they're ready
I mean,
to
yeah,
turn
I mean,
the animals
yeah. The more he
into real
explains, the more
weapons
that
of
maybe,
mass
that
destruction.
maybe it's
A
all
real
intentional.
weapon, not Dory. Something.
It's just I'm really curious,
new,
like what
something that can infiltrate the monsters,
like about
and
this whole
destroy them.
plan,
A mindless,
or like how they've
savage
been like
entity,
working on this
like they're predators but worse. I think at this point,
to make it
in finding them,
consistent.
BnL was already prepared. I believe the agent's mission was more than just checking up on the reef. BnL doesn't fail. Strap yourself down. What I'm about to say is simply the cleanest possible thing that fits in the context of everything else.
Okay.
Full disclosure, I cannot possibly imagine that Pixar has knowingly caught this implication. Brace for absolute fucking impact.
Okay.
I think their agents left something there. Something to fulfill the mission and wait for the next monster vacation. Something that watches, waiting to strike. This, it jumps ship, follows the characters around, gets as close as possible to Bruce, perhaps a suitable host? No, a better idea. Perching itself just above Marlin's view as the catalyst for his journey, it snaps on the luck goddess, triggering Bruce's programmed kill mode, deterring the BnL submarine towards the trench, ushering Marlin and Dory down after it. There, we find an apex predator BnL's designed, the final prototype. It just needs this kick they've sent down. The thing, disguised as a mask, has been tasked with reaching final form and
What?
ensnares the mutant anglerfish. Once the credits roll and Mike swims past, the mask flips back into its true form and consumes the anglerfish in a
Oh, I
single
forgot about
gulp,
that scene.
powering into a new entity that traces Mike back to the portal.
Isn't
lying
that
in wait,
silhouette the one
tucked
from Monsters,
outside
Inc.?
The gateway for the day of invasion. The body snatcher itself, Baby Smitty. A
Yeah, there we
toothy,
go.
Vicious apex predator weapon with angler teeth, devised by BnL to mimic baby
Oh,
monsters,
wow.
infiltrate their world, and replace everyone from the inside. If you know who this character is from my old theories, then this is the craziest reveal ever. If you don't, just know that this thing from Monsters Inc. has one of the deepest rabbit holes in the entire history of Pixar. And basically,
I mean, I'm not sure how much I
it is,
believe
a
that,
fake monster
you
that
know, he
kills
just
others,
mutate with
whole
the
thing. But what's
anglerfish.
crazy is that this is the only way.
But
to
it
connect
is interesting
all
to see
of
that
the facts.
little fish
It's
just
insane.
devour that whole
It's
big
unhinged.
fish.
It's the story that sits here. But beyond all else, it's incredibly epic. And while I'm just recording this, I thought about how crazy all this sounded with ocean-born monster hybrids. But then I thought,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Didn't Pixar release a whole movie about sea monsters just a couple years ago?
Oh, I have never watched this.
So with their plan for the animals having reared something much more insidious
Okay,
than
maybe it
previously
is
expected,
possible.
BnL
Maybe I
watches
do believe
intently
it.
as their best laid plans come to pass. And at this point in the timeline, the entirety of Monsters Inc. and My Baby
I mean, you know,
Springfield
there is
occur. In
mutations
short,
normally
they set
in
up a
in this
fake
world. You got the
bedroom to trick the
superheroes, so
monsters, send through the
I
robots,
guess
and
anything
send
is
in Boo,
possible.
who, as you may remember from my videos, could also be a robot. And then their creature slips through the vacation portal during the night of chaos and begins destroying their population one by one. And I shit you not, for as ridiculous as this sounds, all of the BnL robots have this exact mission programmed in their code. When the Buzz Lightyear toy of all things is broken, we see him drunkenly babble about baby Smitty's teacher.
You see
What?
the hat? I am Mrs. Nesbit.
Wow, that is
This is
really
beyond
specific.
anything I've ever. It's so insane, but so seamless.
I mean, I would love to see the
Story of my life.
subtitles for that,
And
like in
BnL
the
would have gotten
movie,
away with it too
if
it
it's spelled
weren't
the
for
same way
one
too.
person, one mastermind.
But I
keeping
assume
the
that it
full force
is.
of the apocalypse at bay, the one who foiled BnL.
And you know, it's not
hide their
like
plans.
Nesbit is a common
Roz.
name. Alright, it's not like John. Like, yeah, it's
The
very
monster world
specific
is a
too.
very large place, but it's shown to be entirely run by one woman, Roz the Snail. She's the leader of the Child Detection Agency. She's the leader of all the power company regulation.
now that
boards
is-
and
that
the
is,
spin-off show she runs.
There we go, Monsters at
everything.
Work.
She's in control of everything.
I wonder-
and
I wonder if he was
going
gonna
to
bring that up.
Everything. She's unflappable. I even have the
that even,
sneaking
like, serves
suspicion that
anything at
she's
all.
in charge of all the major universities in the monster world too, hiding behind
Dang.
other figures from the shadows, just watching. There even seems
Always
to be
watching.
a pattern with other old lady monsters working with her. I've always assumed that the Dean of Monsters University was under her thumb. Same with the librarian, Mrs. Flynn, and maybe Mike's mom. They're all related to her. My point is that Roz has spies everywhere, even close to the main characters. Look
I
at
mean,
how
I feel
squishy
like it'll
mom
make sense
stalls
just
them
because of
with
her
gum,
saying, you know,
blares
she's always
thrash
watching.
metal and interrupts with laundry. She's always watching too. From everything we've seen, Roz knows about BnL trying to access her world, and she's been going around.
But that is kinda crazy to think that she has this
sealing
much
all of the
power,
little
like,
cracks they create.
This
It's her.
position that she
Roz
is
first
in.
discovered BnL when Mike and Sully caught the attention of human police officers during their university days. Mike did something impossible. He powered their portal from the human side. This is dangerous. If BnL discovered such a thing were possible, they'd just kidnap people from all across America and strap them in torture chambers until their screams ripped open the dimensions. And it's possible they already have. We don't know the full extent to which BnL has infiltrated smaller parts of Monstropolis through the Bermuda Triangle.
I mean, I'm not sure how much I
Roz
believe when
clearly
it comes to
does,
Roz
because she's
being
been
like in this much
stopping
control.
all these plans.
Like,
Here's an
you know,
example.
just
as you know, there are
having
two
this much
identical
power.
sound bites in Monsters Inc. played once during Roz's door slam, and once when Mike is bit by Baby
Yeah, I
Smitty.
remember this.
This was a main point of my Baby Smitty theory. It's my theory that it's not a scream exactly, but a scream extraction, sort of. However, there's one other time in any Pixar film when we hear Mike's same exact scream again. It's in Monsters University. It's when this random
I
pig
guess I can see
thing
that. They just
yoinks him
reuse.
out from the bed as Sully's trying to
They
catch
just
him.
reuse noises.
This pig, as Sully said, was FearTech's mascot that he kidnapped. That's the rival university. They're the ones who created FearCo, the power company Monsters Inc. competes against. In the spin-off show, Randall's scream extractor machine is being used with FearCo's devices. What I'm saying is that this pig is scream extracting, kind of like Baby Smitty, but it comes from FearCo, which means that company is
Dang.
connected to BnL, which explains why they have amazing technology and why Roz
And that's the
steps in
mascot of
during the
that place
spin-off
too,
show
right?
to destroy them. So who the hell is this woman? How is she managing all this? This woman is an absolute godsend for the monsters. What she's been doing in the shadows is amazing. Always watching.
I do like the
Some sort
idea
of
though
dark
that she's
night.
like doing all this stuff.
Because the most likely truth is that she's not a monster.
Whoa.
She's an alien.
What?
This would make so much sense. She's the alien. She's the one keeping an eye on the mutated monsters. She's not one of them. She's above them. And the reason she has all this power is because she and the aliens are fully aware of what BnL's trying to do, and they actually do feel a bit threatened. Roz knows BnL's plan for the animals. She's been poking her finger everywhere in both worlds for a while, preparing everyone for the worst. When you look at all the animals in Pixar and all the monsters in this series, you'll start to notice an extremely weird trend. They're all preparing for something huge, and they don't even seem to fully know what they're preparing for. The sheer number of cult initiation ceremonies in Pixar movies is baffling. In Finding Nemo, the tank gang forces Nemo to pledge himself and re-identify shark bait, in other words, Smitty food. In Monsters University, the fraternity brings Mike and Sully down into their basement for a ritualistic initiation ceremony that they don't even seem to fully get the point of.
Yeah, I
Watched over
remember
by
these
Who You
scenes.
Think. And in the spin-off show, they do it again, when they bring the protagonist into the maintenance crew. Thanks to Roz, the animals and monsters are both preparing, because they know what BnL wants to do with them. Even some of the humans are planning. The chefs in Ratatouille are aware of what BnL is doing to the food industry,
We are artists, pirates. What the cooks are we?
and they talk openly about resisting.
LaRousse ran gun for the resistance.
Which resistance?
He won't say. Apparently they didn't win.
They fear Remy. And don't even get me started on this guy again.
Worst has done time.
I
Killed a man with his thumb.
I robbed the second largest bank in France using only a ballpoint pen. I created.
I kind of forgot like what he said about him, like during his theory. With this thumb.
But I don't think it's any coincidence that
I don't know if my
Remy's
VTuber model got that
family
right.
saves him using statues of monsters, and it's all because of Ross.
With this
Beautiful,
thumb.
succulent,
Oh, now it's not picking it up.
intellectual Ross.
There we go.
The Monstropolis is saved. They praise Marlin where it all goes down, and in all likelihood, baby Smitty will be savagely destroyed later in the spin-off, which finally really brings me
Dang.
to this spin-off show. Because I
All right.
finally sat down and watched all of it.
I'm
For
excited.
those who haven't seen it, Monsters at Work.
I actually
is
do
the
like this,
official
like the
Monsters,
show.
Inc.
Mainly the
TV
second
show.
season. The first
Very
season,
much like
season
The
was kind of
Office.
meh.
Season 1 especially is a parody of The Office. It introduces a bunch of new characters.
Yeah, season
on
1 was
Monsters,
like
Inc.
meh,
maintenance
but season 2 was
and
really
we get to
good.
see exactly what happened.
Like it could have been
in
like
the
a
time
movie.
between Mr. Waternoose's arrest and that final scene when they've set up Laugh Power. It's not a prequel, not a sequel, an in-between qual. Season 2.
It kind of felt like, you know, in a way,
one
like
of
an
the most
epilogue
intriguing
of
animated
sorts.
TV shows I've ever seen, and serves
Of,
as
like,
an
the Monsters,
amazing
Inc. movie.
sequel to not just Monsters Inc., but Monsters University and Season 1, giving one of the most satisfying storylines I have ever seen from Disney.
Oh yeah,
It's Pixar's
season
main
2 is really
recurring
good.
TV show, and I'm about to spoil it because it confirms everything, and this is the only way to do it. And I think the writers know about some of these patterns, and they're making the show about it. The main character is a scare student from Monsters University who just gets to Monsters Inc. when they switch to Laugh Power, and he has to cope with this. He tries, but increasingly fails during Season 2, at which point he's recruited by the competing company run by Mike's old college bully. The big twist? They're working with Randall the whole
There he is.
time, who they rescue
That was pretty cool
from
to see.
Florida. This entire show, every last detail,
Dang.
every last fiber of its being.
Just realized it's in
agrees with what I'm
Florida.
saying.
Like in
More
the map,
giraffes,
that's where the
another bring
Bermuda
your kids to
Triangle
work
is.
day, openly
I never really
saying
knew,
that
like,
their
where it
food is
was
poisonous
located.
to humans. French restaurants? I'll check. And the amount of time the monsters now spend in these kids' rooms is shocking. The kids have full-blown relationships with the monsters. The robots involved in this series repeatedly try killing the monsters. Celia was replaced by a different voice actress, and the characters openly joke about cloning themselves. They reveal that the prequels
Yeah,
villain,
that blue Mike
Johnny
Wazowski,
Worthington,
I did not like
married
a
the
lot.
goth
It was
chick,
just
but their son looks
just
like
blue.
Baby
Just
Smitty.
blew him.
And yes, Roz is a major focal point. The entire Baby
Yeah, there's
Smitty
even,
plot is going to
Rose.
be confirmed in one place, and that place is going to be Monsters at Work. And the final reveal is going to be that Roz is not a monster at all, but an alien. Confirmed. Cult leader, savior, death of BnL, alien. This battle between aliens and BnL was the war, the Cold War. And Roz won with minimal
I mean, yeah, I'm still kind
bloodshed.
of curious about the aliens.
Roz,
I'm still like,
grandmother to the original Smitty himself. How poetic.
oh wow.
How does BnL respond to this failure?
I mean, yeah,
How
I'm
do
still
they
not
proceed
sure about the
after
whole
being
alien stuff.
screwed
Like, if it just
this
being aliens, it
hard
could be
by
like
the aliens? What
something
happens
else, but I'm not
next?
sure. Chapter 5. Heat's death of humans.
It's around.
It's just I wish there was more
2010.
evidence on the
BnL moved
alien stuff.
swiftly After learning
It
the
just
truth
feel like
and
it came
getting
out
the
of
full
nowhere
picture.
so far.
Save the monsters for later. It's time to
Like, yeah, you can
finish
see
off
there's something like
humanity
really
with a
weird
bit more
going on, but I don't know if it's
force. They
specifically
use all
aliens.
the tools at their disposal to finish taking over humanity and giving souls to robots. This is their goal, their mission, so they can control the world and then reach out to space later. These machines, like Boo, like Mirage, are nearly indistinguishable from normal humans. If Pixar's taking over with robots, we wouldn't even be able to tell if someone was robotic unless we saw inside their...
That is true.
Oh! What? Wait! Wait! Oh my god! It is! Holy shit, it is! It's real! This isn't a brain! This is literally not a brain! Those aren't brain folds. They're circuits. It's a machine with
Dang.
wires and pulleys, with buttons and controllers. This whole thing is a machine.
Riley's a robot
How
too.
Can this be so obvious but so shocking? My jaw is on the floor. Riley is a robot.
But that means the
We
mother
see it
and the father, the
right
parents got to be machines
here.
too, right?
This is why she looks nothing like her parents. Just
And then there's
hand
like
them
the
to
whole
them.
like Emma Jane
This
thing too, right?
explains everything about the timeline, the families, the plot holes. When did they start doing this? How long has BnL been testing this? How many people are robots? When did they start replacing her parents? How did they do this? Look at this thing. Does that look like a human to you?
Not really.
Linguini! He can be controlled like a freaking mech suit, but he's even older.
That is
than
true.
her.
And I know how to appear human.
They're robots. It's the only thing that snaps this whole thing together. This is
So like is Remy a
wild.
robot too?
Why has
Probably a
nobody
malfunctioning one if he
ever
like
noticed
if he can
this?
just pull his
Like
hair
ever?
just to
I'm
make his arms
shocked.
move.
It's right here. But how can this be possible? We have a whole family tree. This is like my original theory, remember? I have a whole family, all
Yeah.
the Pixar connection.
I was wondering
It's
how
almost
like he's
an
gonna tie this
entire
into
tree
with
I
the
built.
Emma Jean
All
stuff.
those characters, all those
That was her
movies,
name,
those
right?
stories were a part of some sick, twisted experiment in Triple County. The whole thing, a robot experiment? Could it be possible? BnL's vision for Earth being tested around their headquarters? This would explain why Woody would be possessed by Andy's dead dad, as I theorized in the past. You can't kill something that isn't real. Is Andy? And if you blend all this together, the conclusion practically slapped me in the face. That mysterious woman, Emma Jean, that I always ranted about at the center of the family tree, fits perfectly as the possessor of Cow Girl, Jessie. As the years went on, my dear viewers, BnL won. They did it. They replaced us. There is no war. They don't care about being meticulous anymore. They don't care about energy or monsters. Leave it for later. They just swept over the world with an iron grip of robots. It was never a fight to be won.
I mean, yeah, we got
Just look at
Cars
what
and
they did
then
to the
Wally
world. Look at Wally.
sent the
This
humans out
unique
into space.
robot who inherited the Earth. They infiltrated the world step by step, replacing tech
I feel like for me, you know,
CEOs
Wally
and
is
government agents,
definitely a
so they
big-
could eventually pollute the atmosphere. And the robots,
Like a big
and
piece of
machines,
evidence.
were eventually the only ones who could live or breathe here.
Like, yeah, just take that one thing
The
where he said
entire
about
BnL
Syndrome's
corporate
robot.
world that we see in Cars.
Yeah, we got Cars
is
here.
Our
I guess, yeah,
world.
Cars could be a good one too,
But the
or
missing
like,
truth that's been
you see
staring
a
us in
world
the
without
face is
humans.
that the cars are humans.
Oh,
The majority of humans that didn't go to space. They chose to become robots over their own bodies.
okay.
They were convinced.
I was
by
talking over him,
BnL
my bad.
To become machines willingly, so they could live forever in a beautiful
Wow.
world that BnL controlled.
Well, how do you know
That's
which
what
one is a human and
Cars
which one's a
is.
robot, though?
But at what cost? It couldn't last.
Like, it was like originally a human and who originally was a robot. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
They're alive.
I can still hear her little voice.
How many kids you got in there?
They're still in there.
Dang.
Is this what they wanted? I knew BnL was vengeful, but they planned all of the claw. The machines have given the forbidden fruit to humanity and damned them for eternity in their own prisons. A non-stop corporate commercial.
I mean, yeah, with that whole thing with Monsters Inc.
With humans transplanted.
I do remember
into
that
the
scene,
entire
like,
population of
I don't think she
cars
was in a
so they
costume,
could
right?
be easily controlled. And our souls
think she was
were
actually
fulfilling
crushed.
their natural purpose.
But I guess he's
And so
implying
we
that, you
withered
know,
away, still
those are all
alive,
the humans.
crushed into scrap metal.
Yeah.
Wally has been sorting through millions of sentient, paralyzed hunks of metal containing the lives
Oh, of the
billions
cars.
of humans and cars. It's the inferno Toy Story 3 was teasing, only to bring a spare few to the stars. So in Wall-E, this truly most profound movie,
You know, we got the good
the
ending, man.
epilogue of Pixar,
If Wally's like
we
the
see
farthest into
few
the
humans
future,
in
like,
space
look at this.
seize their culture back for a brighter future. But BnL's expansion has moved on from this petty planet. There's nothing left to conquer except everything else. The reason they ascended to space in the first
I'm kind of curious.
place.
What about Big Hero
They're
6?
ready
Isn't that Pixar?
for the aliens?
Isn't that in the future in a way? It does look futuristic.
And it's at this point.
What do you think that's? You think that's the
that
world
shit gets
that came after
real.
Wally? Of them like rebuilding the universal nest.
Far out there in space, BnL has made a discovery unlike anything they could have imagined. In the Baby Smitty theory, I mentioned that Pixar's new Lightyear movie was going to feature reality-breaking metas in outer space.
I guess we do have a space movie. I was like trying to think about one.
Speed
I never watched this one.
Travel and takes place within a pocket universe of Toy Story. BnL sent the quote real Buzz Lightyear into space to find what they were looking for. They gave him an emotional robotic cat and an AI pilot identical to the one from WALL-E, and he found it. At this point in the timeline, the mission they sent him on comes
like I'm guessing the Buzz Lightyear movie is more like, you know, I know he like even said it's like a movie within a movie
against these aliens. The aliens we are talking
that people in that movie watch
aren't just the ones from Elliot.
But then there's like it's based on a real one.
Highest tier god entities that control everything. All
he mentioned Elio, right? That's also by aliens. I just never watched it. Yeah, like I said, I haven't watched everything.
BnL needs to sort of infiltrate the entire, I guess, structure of the universe where the aliens are hiding. And what I'm about to say will redefine Pixar forever. Entering the hyperspace from Lightyear, BnL penetrates the fabric of reality and arrives on a higher plane of existence, entwining with the Pixar universe and becoming Disney itself. This reflects what I prophesized years ago and reflects what we see in Pixar's reality. We see that since the beginning, they've had robotic things in positions of authority behind everything.
I am the coming together of all quantized fields of the universe.
Dang.
Appearing in a form your feeble human brain can comprehend.
The universe outside of time.
I guess maybe I do believe in aliens.
Was BnL. They
in the Pixar world.
Everything from all of history, at the Big Bang they appear. That's how it works. And now they are represented one way and one way only. Those 10-dimensional wavelengths from Soul, the system itself. They become it all at the beginning of time. There is no changing this past. What happened here always happened that way. BnL now fulfills what is called a bootstrap paradox. The cycle starts anew, and now it makes sense. They were the ones who diverted the asteroid in the first place. BnL isn't just some robot organization from the Supers program. Once it goes through this, it becomes so much more. Across all of the universe's history, it was destiny. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy that created itself in a time loop because of this wormhole to the higher reality where they became Disney and ensured all of their films got made. So everything that
such a weird
like seen as an obstacle before, all of the
tie into real life now
things were actually just carefully controlled events by their future selves to bring them closer to this.
I mean, yeah, I did get kind of lost
BnLs at
with the alien stuff.
The company doing this whole plot.
So now, like BnL's the one that
itself that they later became by
kind of even controls.
Lightyear is very profound about
stuff like that meteor,
holes, continuity errors. It's just the bigger BnL pushing everything towards this wormhole, towards the destiny they become, towards the stars.
Reach for the sky. Take her to the moon for me. To infinity and beyond and beyond. And
I mean, yeah, I do like. I think that line with Buzz Lightyear, yeah, definitely that's something.
Again, as I said, the source code of Pixar. Impossible characters scattered across films, victims lost to time, sent by a greater calling. And all of this reveals one last horror. The only reason little BnL's plan failed is because big BnL's plan didn't. See, as of the end of WALL-E, BnL's original mainframe has long since gone through the portal back in time, and now there's only one left, the main one that's been waiting, watching since the beginning of time that it took the portal to. So the timeline continues exactly as planned as BnL begins their final mission to destroy the aliens that they now share footing with. BnL now owns everything. They run everything.
That's kind of crazy.
Everything. They created themselves. They own the souls. They own Pixar. They are the universe.
I mean, yeah, for me, like before just watching this, you know,
the only thing left is to go where the aliens went.
Probably WALL-E would be like their biggest or highest level of power.
Is simply the technical way of describing.
But no, going as far as like
here.
I'm
The
guessing like, using Buzz
implications, the
Lightyear, the
meta,
real
the
one,
logic of Pixar,
to like,
films and Easter eggs scattered
I guess, go
amidst
back in time.
themselves, which brings us
But
back
that
to
whole
where
part
we
I
started,
didn't really
with
catch on
some
to.
notable changes.
But I
that
think that's
now
what
allow us
happened,
to
where they
map it
just
out.
try to,
My original
they found something
understanding
there
is
to
that all Pixar movies took
be able to
place
use
within
to
worlds
change
where all
the
their other films
path of the
were
meteor.
like movies that characters had seen. Lightyear then confirmed it. It ends up mapping out like some sort of very messy, infinite self-containing nest of movies within movies that they're trying to escape.
Oh yeah, I
But
remember
today's
this.
proven that there are whole characters and plot lines that overlap between films. So the Easter eggs are obviously film merchandise, yes, but it's taken me ages to realize that the films also take place within their own worlds. It's all one. BnL is going around retelling real stories from their own world and releasing them as fictional films. They're trying to break reality over and over again, blend everything together, surpass their timelines, surpass the meta, and reach the top of the stack. Their motivation for trying to control all these characters is because it's their film protagonists. It's the paradox eating its own tail. They focused on
kinda
Nemo to try
crazy.
killing him and sabotaging the plot because they knew his dad's story led to Animal Uprising.
I'm Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, hi, Sigourney. I need your help.
They
Wait, that's
hired
where
the
she
actual
was?
Sigourney Weaver to
I remember
voice
like he talked about her
herself
being there.
as a
I just don't know
narrator
which like
in the
scene it
Marine Life
was.
Institute.
I never seen
I
it
feel like
before
I
or
saved
don't remember.
Pixar, and you're welcome, Pixar.
What the f***? Bon Voyage is both real and an actor simultaneously. They're obsessed with the Tri-County area because the films take place there. The entire family tree is at the center of the experiment. It's their reason for doing it. It's their attempt to break reality because it's the only way to escape and find the aliens. The subtle, interwoven
What the
story
heck?
of By and Large is that Disney is a conglomerate that transcends fiction. Pixar movies make us cry, investing our emotion, our imaginations, our souls. This is the plot Pixar has written, perhaps unintentionally. Forever rising through the layers, ever expanding as only an AI can do, because there were no aliens, only higher and higher BnLs. This is the source code of Pixar.
Okay, I think I understand now.
That's why their most common Easter egg is none other than the address of their animation class. Where does this end? They already released the end of the story, and nothing in the history of my channel has ever been proven harder.
I remember the real life one, yeah. I remember watching these. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, I did get lost a bit during that whole thing where, Buzz Lightyear went outer space, and apparently they found a way to, I guess, do something to change the path of the meteor. Maybe some kind of power or something. I did get kind of lost around there, but I think I kind of understand now where, the aliens the whole time was actually just themselves, and that they're just pretty much in a recursion where they're going in a loop. And I'm guessing as they keep on going in this loop, they'll just keep on getting even more control, like he said, just like making movies based on like what they learned about before. But yeah, that's kind of that's crazy. Like, yeah, they make movies about, like, I guess their previous iteration, the previous recursion.
To re-emphasize, this is all the fictional story Pixar's telling through their films subconsciously. It's not like I'm saying this is a real-life thing, of course. BnL's a story. And it's only half intended. It's simply a product of what Pixar sees in the real world. But their new films are aware of this insofar as the theories are. It's their motif, their source code. It's how they write. And they don't even really realize it. This isn't like other Pixar theories, because each new film actually doubles down on this twice as hard, as opposed to messing it up. I hearken back to Elio, Hopper's Lightyear. All their new films are non-stop feeding
these I haven't watched.
Theories. Non-stop, the same shit, the same plot. It's
like Lightyear and Elio.
This theory hasn't even detailed my 30 other videos of non-stop proof, let alone almost anything from Pixar's most recent films, because you can watch them, and it's basically obvious. I'm convinced Monsters at Work Season 3 will be the nail in the coffin. If not, then I will be.
Alright, there we go. I think that's pretty much it for this video, man. Yeah, this one was a good video. I like it. Alright, so there you have it, guys. That was Pixar only has one villain puppeteering all 27 movies. Yeah, that was a lot to take in. Definitely, like at the beginning, man, like what you guys said, like one of you guys told me was that it felt more like, in an actual like story and less of like a theory, which I do like a lot. Like it is a lot easier to like, I guess, comprehend when he does it this way. Like especially with the whole Imogene stuff, like that whole thing was like, yeah, that was like just whole like uh, a mess of a spaghetti or something. But yeah, this one was like really good. I like it. I especially love the beginning. I like the, you know, where it began at with the Incredibles, and then I think for the most part, like a lot of the things just made sense to me. And then things got a bit more complicated when it came to BnL, where like you know they want power, they want to go even they want to go infinity and beyond into like in outer space to find these aliens that they found so weird about, but then it turns out to be them, and then pretty much like I guess they use something there like some kind of like space power to control things like the meteor shifting and not hitting Earth. And then like also they can like go back in time and you know take like what they have like in their previous iteration to like the next world and try to tell stories based on that and make merchandise and all that fun stuff. I mean, I'm not sure if that's if that's what he's trying to say. That's just like my understanding of it. It was like a lot, really like a lot to take in during that last part. But yeah, I like it, man. It was a really good video. I like it. Like, there were moments where like I was like, maybe it's a bit, a bit off. But then, the more he explains, the more like proof he brings in. Because yeah, for me, I'm just coming in this as like, I guess, as someone that maybe watch, maybe around half or more. Like it feels like maybe half or more of like the Pixar films, but of course, I haven't seen like, all 27 of them. Um, but yeah, there's like a lot. There's only like so many movies I can watch from them. But yeah, I felt like overall, like, he introduced some things that I either forgot or just did not even know about. Like I said, the whole thing with Sigourney Weaver. Like, I remember I watched Dory back in the day, but like that was like only one time where like, it just wasn't really that memorable to me. Compared to like Finding Nemo, which like I watched as a kid, and I watched that like maybe multiple times throughout my life. But yeah, very good, man. That was a very good video. And yeah, that was pretty much it for the Pixar Mega Theory for the Theorizer. Yeah, it was really good. Wow, look at this. It earned 2 million views. Dang. And I think also with you guys, one of you guys told me that this was the finale. So like I'm just kind of curious, like, will he make any follow-up theories? Because they're only gonna make even more and more Pixar movies, so I'm wondering if he's gonna be adding some more. Probably a third playlist, the Pixar Mega Theory 3. If that is the case, I will definitely be there. I think for me though, I'll definitely maybe just wait on like, when the playlist is a bit more developed where, I can maybe see a pattern because, sometimes what he does is the Ross 3 number 1 and then to 3. But yeah, I rather follow that schedule. I just like, grouping things up like that. It all it all makes the storytelling as well just feel like fresh in your brain that way when you go from video to video. But yeah, really cool. I love this theory a lot. I think it definitely is up there, man. Like of like it being like so complicated yet it can make a lot of sense. And it feels so grand, man. But yeah, BnL, man, crazy to think of that. They could, be at this way higher level, like galactic, like I don't know how you'd say, like maybe multiversal level. Like, yeah, they're a big threat, man. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, though, I'm not sure exactly. Just talking on the Pixar side of things, like, if this is all intentional or not. Like for me, like I'm sure like they just want to have some kind of like connection with the other movies, like more of like maybe an Easter egg, if anything, at the most. But yeah, I'm not sure like how this would all tie into like one world that maybe they want to convey. Or yeah, maybe they just want to see that they're all part of the same world. Maybe that's just it. and maybe it's not as like crazy as like, you know, with all these theories like connecting like with the Imogene stuff or this one here. But overall, it was still fun to watch. I think, you know, for the most part, I think the most important thing was just, you know, the theory was fun in general, you know, to like discuss about. Because yeah, I think, you know, has a good mix of believability, but also it was very fun to watch, and he did a very good job of like just you know, showcasing this theory here. But yeah, if you guys haven't yet, go and check out the Theorizer. I'll make sure to link down in this video, down in the comments below. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my reaction, maybe for now. Unless he makes like a follow-up to like a third playlist, or maybe add more to the second one here. But yeah, I want to thank those who have, you know, watched this whole series so far. And yeah, I'm definitely a big fan, man. The Theorizer, a very good YouTuber. Go check him out. Give him a sub and a view and a watch time. Definitely deserves it, man. Anyways, I'll go ahead and end it here. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, I can go and, you know, wait until his next videos. Or maybe I can watch some of his other existing ones. I know there's like that Mort theory thing going on, but like, I just never watched Madagascar. Or at least I have, but like, that was like maybe 1 or 2 times. I think with the first 2 movies, and then I watched like the, you know, that Penguins of Madagascar show as well. But that was like a long time ago, so I really don't remember much from there. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'll just stop blabbering for now. That'll be for now, guys. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good